Hello everyone. Welcome to today's video. In this episode, we're diving into the story of one of the most iconic fighter aircraft of World War II, though often underappreciated compared to its more famous counterparts. Yes, we're talking about the Curtiss P-40, a plane known by various names such as the Warhawk, Tomahawk, and Kittyhawk, depending on who flew it. This aircraft was the backbone of many Allied air forces, especially during the early, challenging years of the war. The Curtiss P-40 was an iconic yet often underappreciated fighter aircraft from World War II, known by a variety of names depending on the nation operating it. Among the most famous designations were the Warhawk, the Tomahawk, and the Kittyhawk. Despite its diverse names, all referred to a single platform, the Curtiss P-40, a versatile and dependable fighter aircraft that played a crucial role in the early years of the conflict. In terms of production numbers, the P-40 ranked third among American fighters of World War II, trailing only the legendary P-51 Mustang and the rugged P-47 Thunderbolt. Between 1939 and 1944, over 13,700 units were manufactured, covering a range of variants tailored for specific operational roles and geographic regions. The P-40 was instrumental during the first half of World War II, particularly before the United States formally entered the conflict in late 1941 following the attack on Pearl Harbor. During this period, many P-40s were deployed with foreign air forces, particularly those of the British Commonwealth. These early deployments were vital as Britain and its allies faced dire challenges during the darkest days of the war. The arrival of the P-40 offered much-needed support, filling the critical gap left by losses and shortages of other aircraft types. By mid-1942, P-40s were being utilized in diverse theaters of war, ranging from the deserts of North Africa to the jungles of Southeast Asia. They operated in the Middle East, India, Burma, China, the Southwest Pacific, and even the vast expanse of the Soviet Union. This global deployment showcased the aircraft's adaptability and reliability. However, the P-40's limited high-altitude performance meant it was rarely seen over Western Europe, where dogfights often occurred above 20,000 feet. This absence denied the aircraft much of the fame and recognition enjoyed by its successors, the P-51 Mustang and the P-47 Thunderbolt. The P-40's struggles at high altitudes were a direct result of its engine configuration. Unlike some of its contemporaries, which were equipped with advanced turbochargers or multi-stage superchargers, the P-40 relied on a single-stage supercharger. While adequate for medium-altitude operations, this design limited the aircraft's performance at greater heights, making it less effective in theaters like Western Europe, where aerial combat routinely took place at such altitudes. This limitation, coupled with post-war biases and comparisons to later aircraft, led to the P-40 being unfairly labeled as a mediocre fighter. In reality, the P-40 was far from mediocre. When flown within its optimal altitude range and used to its strengths, it was a highly capable and effective fighter. This is evidenced by the fact that over 200 Allied pilots achieved ace status while flying the P-40, a testament to the aircraft's combat potential. Additionally, the P-40 was renowned for its durability and survivability. It was one of the most robust single-seat fighters of the war, capable of sustaining significant damage and still returning its pilot safely to base. This ruggedness allowed the P-40 to transition into other roles, such as ground attack and close air support, once its frontline fighter duties had come to an end. Today, the Curtiss P-40 is remembered as a reliable workhorse that played a vital role in the Allied war effort. However, to fully appreciate its contributions and understand its strengths and weaknesses, it is essential to examine its origins. The story of the P-40 begins with its predecessors, the Curtiss Hawks, a series of aircraft that laid the foundation for one of World War II's most versatile fighters. The Curtiss Hawks were among the most successful fighter aircraft of the interwar period. Between 1924 and 1938, Curtiss produced over 700 Hawk biplanes, which served in a variety of roles ranging from interceptors and carrier-based fighters to fighter bombers and trainers. Some variants were even used for highly experimental roles, such as airship-based scout aircraft. These aircraft were highly versatile and widely used, finding operators in over a dozen countries. The success of the Hawk series was crucial for Curtiss during a tumultuous period in global history. The steady stream of domestic and international orders helped the company weather the economic challenges of the Great Depression. Furthermore, Curtiss's 1929 merger with Wright Aeronautical bolstered its position in the aviation industry. The newly formed Curtiss-Wright Corporation became the largest manufacturer of aircraft and aero engines in the United States, a position it would maintain throughout much of the 1930s. In the mid-1930s, Curtiss-Wright sought to modernize its product line to meet the changing demands of military aviation. This effort culminated in the development of the Model 75, an all-metal monoplane fighter that became known as the P-36. This aircraft represented a significant leap forward compared to the earlier biplanes. It was faster, more maneuverable, and easier to maintain, making it a popular choice for both domestic and foreign customers. Ironically, the P-36's successor, the P-40, would later become infamous for its shortcomings at high altitudes. Yet the P-40's lineage can be traced back to an aircraft designed specifically to excel in high-altitude performance. This paradox stems from the design philosophy and technological constraints of the time, as well as the evolving priorities of military aviation. In 1937, even before the first production contract for the P-36 had been signed, its designer, Donovan Berlin, began exploring ways to improve the aircraft's performance. Berlin was acutely aware of the rapid advancements being made in European aviation. He had learned about the new prototypes emerging from Britain and Germany, namely the Supermarine Spitfire and the Messerschmitt Bf 109, and realized that American fighters risked being outclassed.